When ESPN dropped the bombshell about Caitlin Clark's new Adidas contract, it sent shockwaves across both the sports and business worlds. The news wasn't just another standard athlete signing with a major brand. It was a moment that underscored Clark's rising star in a way that could potentially reshape the landscape of women's basketball endorsements for years to come. This isn't just about shoes or apparel. It's about the symbolic passing of a torch and the kind of seismic cultural shift that doesn't happen often in the world of sports. Caitlin Clark has been setting courts on fire with her skills, but now she's also blazing a trail for young female athletes everywhere with a business move as sharp as her jump shot. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Clark has quickly become one of the biggest names in basketball, and it's no surprise that Adidas, always on the lookout for high-impact athletes, snatched her up. Her career at Iowa has been nothing short of spectacular. With each game, she's made headlines for her precision, her flair, and her ability to rise to the occasion when it counts the most. Clark doesn't just play basketball, she owns the court. She commands attention in a way that makes you stop scrolling through social media just to catch her latest highlight. Adidas clearly sees her potential as more than just a player. They see her as an icon in the making. In the fast-paced world of athletic endorsements, timing is everything. Adidas's decision to sign Caitlin Clark at this particular moment feels like a stroke of genius. She's at the peak of her college career, with the spotlight firmly fixed on her as she continues to dominate the competition. Whether it's pulling up from 30 feet, dishing out no-look passes, or fearlessly taking on double teams, Clark has become a household name. But it's not just her on-court performance that makes her such a valuable asset for Adidas. It's her personality, her swagger, and the way she plays with the kind of confidence that can't be taught. For Adidas, Clark represents a new chapter in their ongoing rivalry with Nike, especially in the basketball space. Nike has long dominated the conversation when it comes to basketball endorsements, with names like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant in their stable. But Adidas, by signing Clark, has made a statement that they're not just playing catch-up, they're making bold moves of their own. In an industry where the top brands are always looking for the next big name, Caitlin Clark might just be the game-changer they've been waiting for. One of the things that makes this deal so intriguing is that it signals a shift in how female athletes are perceived in terms of marketability. Historically, endorsement deals for women in sports have lagged far behind their male counterparts. But in recent years, that gap has started to close, thanks in large part to athletes like Clark who are impossible to ignore. Her play on the court speaks for itself, but her off-court appeal is just as powerful. She's relatable in a way that makes young athletes, especially young girls, see themselves in her. She's the kind of player who makes you believe you can do it too, that you can play with the same kind of fearless joy. That's the kind of brand ambassador who's worth her weight in gold. Clark's Adidas deal isn't just about her getting free gear and a fat paycheck. It's about visibility. It's about her being the face of something bigger than herself. Adidas didn't just sign Caitlin Clark. They signed an entire generation of fans and aspiring athletes who look up to her. This is a move that could elevate women's basketball to new heights, shining a brighter spotlight on the sport and the players who have often been overshadowed in the larger basketball conversation. At this stage, Clark has a lot to prove, and Adidas seems to be betting on her delivering the goods. But if her performance thus far is any indication, that's a safe bet. She's been shattering records left and right, leaving defenders in the dust and making basketball look like art. Adidas is clearly banking on her continued success, knowing full well that every bucket, every highlight reel play, and every viral moment will only add to the brand's growing association with her rise to the top. What's particularly exciting about this Adidas deal is the opportunity for Clark to expand her influence beyond the court. When an athlete signs a major endorsement deal like this, they're not just partnering with a company, they're becoming part of a much larger conversation. Clark will be featured in marketing campaigns, of course, but more importantly, she'll have a platform to advocate for the things she cares about. She can champion causes, inspire young athletes, and be a role model for the next generation of ballers coming up behind her. In recent years, athletes have increasingly used their platforms to speak out on social issues, and Clark could very well follow in those footsteps. With Adidas's backing, she'll have the ability to not only showcase her athletic abilities, but also to make a broader impact. Whether it's promoting women in sports, advocating for gender equality, or encouraging young girls to pick up a basketball and chase their dreams, Clark's reach will extend far beyond her ability to hit deep threes. While it's easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour of a big contract signing, The reality is that this partnership with Adidas is the culmination of years of hard work and dedication from Clark. From her days as a highly touted high school prospect to her breakout seasons at Iowa, she has consistently proven herself on every stage. She's a gym rat, the kind of player who lives and breathes basketball. Those long hours in the gym, the countless repetitions, and the extra work after practice, it's all led to this moment. And now, with Adidas behind her, Clark's journey is poised to go global. Adidas is no stranger to signing basketball phenoms, but Caitlin Clark represents something different. She's not just the latest hot prospect in a long line of athletes. They've signed someone who is genuinely pushing boundaries in a sport that's growing in both popularity and influence. Clark's signing could very well spark a new wave of interest in women's basketball, bringing in new fans and elevating the game in ways we've yet to fully understand. The implications of this deal stretch far beyond Caitlin Clark and Adidas. It's a signal to other brands that the time has come to invest more heavily in women's sports. If Clark succeeds, and all signs point to her doing just that, it will set a precedent for how female athletes are valued and marketed moving forward. Adidas is taking a bold step, and if it pays off, we could see a ripple effect across the industry, with other brands looking to get in on the action. The timing of this announcement is also interesting, given the broader context of sports media today. Women's basketball is having a moment, and Caitlin Clark is right at the center of it. With social media amplifying every big play and highlight, the sport has never been more visible. And with each passing season, more people are tuning in to watch Clark and others like her showcase their talents. Adidas, by signing Clark now, is positioning itself at the forefront of this movement, ready to ride the wave of increased visibility and excitement. From a marketing perspective, the possibilities are endless. Clark's appeal spans demographics. Younger fans see her as the embodiment of cool, a player who makes basketball fun again. Older fans appreciate her skill and basketball IQ, recognizing in her a once-in-a-generation talent who could very well change the sport for good. Adidas will likely lean into this multifaceted appeal, using Clark to push products not just to one specific audience, but to a much broader swath of consumers. As for Clark, the Adidas deal is just the next chapter in what's shaping up to be an extraordinary career. She's already accomplished more than most players dream of in college, and with this new endorsement deal, her future seems brighter than ever. The partnership with Adidas will allow her to focus even more on her game, knowing that she has the backing of a global brand. And while she's always been driven, this deal could give her an added boost of motivation as she continues to chase greatness. Clark's personality, her charm, and her willingness to be herself are all key ingredients that make this partnership with Adidas feel like a perfect fit. She's not the kind of player who's going to change who she is for the sake of brand. Adidas recognizes this and seems to be leaning into her authenticity. Fans connect with Clark not just because she's great at basketball, but because she feels like one of them. She's real, she's approachable, and she's someone you can root for without hesitation. It's easy to imagine a scenario where this Adidas deal becomes a game changer, not just for Caitlin Clark, but for the entire sport of women's basketball. We've seen it before with players like Serena Williams, whose endorsement deals helped push tennis to new heights in terms of visibility and popularity. Clark has that same potential in basketball. Her partnership with Adidas could be the catalyst that helps bring women's basketball into the mainstream in a way that's never been done before. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We thrive on your feedback, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep discovering and stay tuned.